You're here to see a Titan matchup. I think we all are. This matchup has a lot of later round implications. I think this matchup could tell us a lot about how far these players could theoretically go in this bracket, because both of these players have a skill ceiling high enough to really compete far in this tournament. So this could be a very interesting matchup that could teach us a lot about how they could perform in the future. It will be interesting to see how the brackets shape up around them, because I do think that there are not many people who could outskill both of these players. So it will be curious. As the details roll in, I will make sure I am on top of stuff as much as I can be. It looks like I am already getting pinged and I missed it because I am good. Private 20. So perfect. I'm hopping in Private 20 now. Joining the spectator. You guys want some more playoff matchups? All right, let me get to the song list so we can actually see what's going on here. Okay, and then show them all. Okay, so I don't know what the bands are quite yet. I'll be keeping my eye on that, and I will alert you as soon as I know. I should know shortly. But the much anticipated matchup, Sanic versus remiix, our first second round matchup of the tournament of Open 3. What do you guys think? Where you all leaning for where this matchup's going to go? According to the challenge prediction stats, we've got 67% with remiix advancing, 33% for Sanic. I do think that that's a little bit heavily sided towards remiix, considering how good Sanic is. I think it should be a little closer, but I understand because remiix had one hell of a group stage and has looked very strong in their Score Spy scores on the playoff set list. We'll be curious here to see what the bans are, what the first pick is too. That will be very interesting to see. This is very early for a matchup of this caliber, so we're really getting a treat early on in the tournament, in the playoff winners bracket here. Classical Thump is the first pick. Sanic has banned Rain Dance. remiix banned Mulberry Mouse. Looks like remiix getting warmed up on the strum bar there. Nice. What modifier did Sanic have on? I didn't see that. That is nuts. So yeah, Sanic with the Rain Dance ban. So a bit of a solo ban and then a hybrid ban. All strum picks still on the table here. But it's the hybrid, Classical Thump, getting the first pick. And Sableye mentioning they're both feeling nervous. It's tough to not feel nervous before a playoff matchup, especially by the time you're in the second round. All right, here we go. We are loading in. I'm moving myself. And here we go. I am so behind. Oh my goodness. But that's okay. Yeah, it definitely started counting points before the notes started showing up. So we're a little behind here. I'm curious to see how that'll... I gotta stop saying curious. I'm interested to see how easy it is to tell missed notes before they happen on screen. But both players coming up here on a tricky little ascending triplet section. An act there from Sanic. A little early compared to the path that I know. Will be interesting to see how that affects things moving forward. remiix with the more traditional act that I know. Let's see how it all plays out. Both ripping the start until the end of that phrase there. That's going to give remiix a slight advantage. I want to say, or sorry, Sanic a slight advantage. I want to say about 4K. Another drop from remiix. And off by a star power phrase. Oh my goodness. Hello, ref. Good to see ya. Remiix having some early drops here. This was Sanic's pick, so it does make sense that Sanic looking very strong here to start off. We'll see if things can change once we approach that midway point, kind of get a chance to get a breather. So we'll see who can make it out of the first half. It looks like it's going to be Sanic. Still on a very, very strong note streak as well. Now all Remiix can try to do is just settle into the song here. There's nothing you can do about those past missed notes, about that missed star power phrase. Just get back into the song. Definitely big lag. I do apologize. I don't know if there's anything I can do to fix that. It's like a measure behind in terms of score versus what I'm seeing. Very close whammy. 0.3 difference, roughly. And if you're Sanic here, you don't want to think about the fact you're FCing. You just want to think about the next act. Just want to think about the next phrase you're trying to hit. Both eating that with 100%. All right, so here we go with that act from both of them here. Slightly different timing, but I don't think it'll make too much of a difference on a section like this. It's all about consistency from here on out. There's some slight variations in the pattern as we move forward here, but it is a similar speed for the rest of it here. There is a slight slowdown there, but both seem to be in a rhythm here. Both hitting that phrase. I mean, Sanic just looking so strong right now. But Remiix, it's still on it, and that is a drop from Sanic. Gonna bring it slightly closer. No phrase missed, though, so Sanic's still maintaining a healthy lead of about, let's call it, what, 25K? It'd be a couple drops. Tricky little bit here, going back into the bass playing that we're used to. After this, both just rip right through it. Nice. I believe we're coming up on last act here. Both with the star power act. Remiix now approaching 1400 note streak. There it is. Both of these players are just absolutely tearing it up right now. Oh my gosh. Drop there from Remiix. I mean, it's tough when you get a 1400 note streak and you still can't win. You still can't even get within 20K. But hey, there's a reason Sanic picked that song as their opening track. Really good pick by Sanic there. Great -1 with 1 overstrum. 8 ghosts on top of that. That is a spectacular run by Sanic to open up a match like this. And a -10 from Remiix. That score is no joke either. Let me take my webcam down just so you guys can see the scores here. 580, 477 to 607, 500. I don't know how those scores compare to what players have put out on in tournament match, but that's very strong. I think if that's a sign of things to come, this match is going to be outstanding. I'm very excited just by seeing that. Let's get back to our song list here, even though they'll be picking. Actually, I'm going to stay here because I'm liking that I'm not dealing with song previews here. Actually, no, I should be able to avoid song. Okay, well, there you go. I don't have to worry about anything. Implore the Negative is next. If anyone out there likes to implore the negative, this song is for you. The counter pick here from Remiix. That's a second place score by Sanic and 4th by Remiix. Is that just on Score Spy in general, or is that talking? Are we talking just in tournament? Any negative implorers? Got it. Thank you, JRH. So in tournament, That was the second and fourth best runs of that song. Tough draw for Remix there. All right, well, counter pick time from Remix. I think Stream is a little closer now than it was last time. Drop early from Remix here. Very important star power phrase coming up here. Bit tricky. Both get it, nice. Drop there from Sanic as Remix activates. Sanic gonna activate with ×3 up. So that's some missed points there. Ooh. And it's an 8,000 point lead for Remix very early in this track. No FCs this time around, but it's all about surviving, doing what you gotta do with the hand you've dealt yourself. Tricky little section. Both rip it. We got one more. Those chords are no joke either. Both get the phrase. Huge. They're all saving up the star power for that next big act that's coming up. The free point section. Lots of fast strumming chords coming up. That will be pretty much the game decider if they can, if one can outplay the other in that section. Fast strumming coming up here. We got the strum check. Very PP overheat moment right now. After those early misses, both players imploring the negative quite strongly here. That's a great point by JRH. 2% star power difference. Going to be huge for this. Here we go. Early act by Remix. That's dropping a lot of free points, to borrow a phrase from the section names. Oh, and both hit the chord transitions. Oh my goodness. Sanic gets a little bit of points back. Can they get out of the section with the combo? Sanic drops, and that's going to improve that Remix lead ever so slightly. Now approaching 20K on that lead. A lot of chords in this song, so there is room to make up that score difference. But you're already in the second half of the song, running low on time to make a move here. Next act could be the decider here. This next section coming up, where the act is very tricky. Early acts from both, and a drop by Sanic. Remix builds that lead ever so slightly. And by ever so slightly, I mean under star power with 3 no chords. So actually, that was a lot of points. 26K, pretty much on the dot. Some strumming here, and then we got one more act. It's a next note act. It's really just going to be a strum consistency check for the rest of the song here. There's the act by Remix, and you are correct with the activation not actually being early match ref. It is just the stream lag. So I do think Remix had a great act on that free point section, and a great -1 again for the winning score. That is 2 straight songs where the person who picked it got a -1 with 1 overstrum. So yeah, we've got a match on our hands, ladies and germs. And then a 6 with a +3. Oh my goodness. Let me show those scores if I'm quick enough on the trigger. Yes, here we go. This is exactly what we all signed up for. Outstanding match so far. Where does Sanic go with the rebuttal? No Mulberry Mouse on the table, no Rain Dance on the table. You've got to imagine both of these players very strong on the solo picks. So it's really anyone's guess where they're going. Maybe Sanic has a hybrid that they're especially comfortable on. And And there's Eviscerate 110. Quick pick from Sanic Studios. Gotta go fast with those picks. And here we go. Very, very interesting pick. What is the PB in tourney? I think it was JRH's run of Eviscerate. The only non-FC from their match in round 1. Quick little intro here. Both nail it. Very, very hard part of the song right here with those grace notes. Neither can hit it. 8-8-2 even is the pace to beat. Remiix hitting the grace notes second time around. That's going to give Remiix the lead. Sanic with another drop on those gallops. A lot of gallops in this song. Very quick. So you got to be really tight and really on it. Sanic not holding that combo, but holding the star power phrase. So they can act right there. Now, if we're behind on star power activations, I don't know for sure, but it's possible Sanic doing a little following. I wouldn't say that's a guarantee by any stretch of the imagination. Remiix with a little more whammy there. It's already about 20k, but the drop from Remiix is going to lower that lead to maybe about 15k. It's tough to tell live. We're going to slow it down a little bit here. So it is looking about 16k, I want to say, for that lead from Remiix on Sanic's counter pick. A lot of song left, and we do know, our playoff participants know at least, that a lot of this song will be decided at the very, very end. Going to be interesting to see how both players perform in that section, because both of these players showing the strum capabilities last song to be able to handle just about everything coming up here now. That tech galloping proving to be a bit troublesome for Sanic early. Let's see if that's just nerves or if that is a trend to continue here. Activating on the bursts there, as to be expected. Remiix out whammying right now. Just putting on a whammy fest on the right side of your screen there. Another drop under star power from Sanic. That is a brutal miss. It's going to be tough to make up that score difference, especially with Remiix playing as well as they are. About 30k lead now for Remiix. Very tricky ladder. Sanic hits it. Remiix does not. Gets a little bit of those points back for Sanic. As Sanic, all Sanic can do now is just try and get ever so slightly closer to that lead every chance they get, so that come the end of this song, you can hopefully get that lead back. You've got to imagine Sanic picking this song with a good understanding of that ending being a strong suit of theirs. Tough miss there on the strumming. Very tricky, quick strumming with the ascends and descends there. Early act from Remiix, if I'm not mistaken. That could come back to bite him. Coming on the end there, a little early from Sanic, but I think with the delay, that's not a huge deal. Sanic with a ×8. Both drop. Sanic looking a lot stronger on this section. Under star power. It's 12k. It's closing in. It's less than 10k. Oh my goodness, it's like 9k. Another drop by Remiix. Oh my goodness, it is so close. It's less than 1k. Oh, and the drop. Sanic takes the lead. Does he get the overlap? Yes, they do get the overlap. Remiix does not. What an overtake by Sanic. Very, very strong ending here. Oh my goodness, and they've just opened it up. Shows why Sanic picked the song. That is outstanding stuff from Sanic. Oh my goodness, what a closeout. Clutch finish there, Remiix. Showing some issues with that ending there. That is tough. Especially early on. They seem to have gotten to a rhythm in that second half of the section, but it was just too much early on. Remiix. Very frustrated with that. I doubt they're getting ready for Omega Wave strumming right there. I think that's just frustration. But man, what a song. Still, the person who has selected each song has won. So it is 2-1 Sanic, and it is now Remix's rebuttal. Where does Remix go with this one? There it is, Omega Wave. Maybe they were prepping for Omega Wave strumming. There we go. All right, Omega 110. I mean, both players showing strong solo capability, strong strumming capability. Let's see who's got more strum control. This is a bit of a stamina test too, especially for not like huge strummers. Matref pointing out Sanic with a lot more tournament experience could be coming in very handy here. At least showing a very strong understanding of the songs they're strong in. Very good picks by both players so far, playing to their strengths. Now on Remix's pick here, let's see how it goes. Strum time. Similar acts for both. I think you're going to have a slight ninja hit by someone. And it is Sanic, I think, with a tighter star power there. I could be wrong. He could just be waiting to flip the 2 and the 1 for a break in the song because of the delay. But it could very well be Sanic by maybe 200. Oh, wow. It might even be 300. Oh, okay. Remix said that they struggle with that eviscerate outro. Yeah, I mean, good on Sanic for knowing. And being strong with that eviscerate outro as well. That's huge. Another act here. A lot of activations in Omega Wave. A lot of star power phrases. So, a lot of chances to overtake or make up points if there is a miss on either side. Oh man, and it looks like Remix has inched back on that lead that Sanic built up on the first act. We got a little bit of a samba going on here. Again, there is some slight stream delay, so we won't know for sure. And it's Remix with the stronger act there, taking the lead. Both players still on FC. Again, like, if there's a double FC, it's going to come down to pathing, and right now, Remix with a slight advantage. And let's see how they get out of the whammy. 2.5% more for Remix here on that whammy. Let's see if that leads to yet another squeeze. It is so close. I can't even tell. It looks like 94 at the end and then 30 for Sanic. But I can't tell the thousands or hundreds place difference. Oh, actually, it's a couple thousand now. Goodness gracious. But that's just because of the delayed star power. And Remix with now a strong lead, close to 1K. It's going to be tough for Sanic to inch their way back into this. It's not going to be a single star power phrase unless there's a drop. It's going to have to be out squeezing, out whammying for multiple phrases here. And Matref, that's a good point, and I would tend to agree with that I don't expect that either of these players are following on acts. There is, now again, we don't know with the lag how on time those two acts were. Slightly more whammy again from Remix. Both players looking very strong on the solo here. Quick trill, and it can't get hit by Sanic. Remix taking now a commanding lead in a song that they're looking very strong on at the moment. Second half of the solo, tricky, but both players hit it. It's now a 6K point lead, and they're back to even on star power phrases, although slightly more whammy again from Remix. Very strong showing right now from Remix. Coming up on the ending here, they just gotta settle down, finish it out. Sanic with the activation there, much earlier than Remix. And that's going to give a little extra points to Remix there, who gets the overlap, which you want. It is not looking good for Sanic. I mean, this was Remix's pick. Let me see if I can add some text here. It's Remix with an FC. Oh my goodness. These players are going back and forth like a heavyweight title fight. Man, blow for blow, they're going right back at each other each matchup. So it is now Sanic 2 and 2 for Remix. Let me get my webcam out of the way. Yeah, that's a nuts run by Remix. I mean, this is, again, like I was saying, this is exactly what we signed up for. That's a great, great, great counter pick by Remix. Way to handle the nerves. And on your pick, make sure you play it well. The FC is more than playing well. That is pure domination. If you can just rip FCs out like nobody's business, that'll serve you well in this tournament. So we'll see the counter pick by Sanic here. 2-2. I mean, these next song picks are going to be crucial. Let's see if the streak of players who pick winning their songs, because this is going to be a big one, and it is Partita, our second Strum pick of the matchup. All Strum's song for the most part, might as well be. Remix getting that strum hand ready to go. Let's see how we do here. For the 3-2 lead and a chance to close it out, this is Partita. Turn up the sound a little bit. A lot of movement in this song. It will get your fretting hand very, very tired, because getting your fretting hand and strumming hand in sync so difficult. An early drop there from Remix. Both players activating with the third star power phrase. So that actually is good with no overlap for both of them. That drop could end up being it, though. It's really a consistency check when it comes down to it. There is the tricky part about midway through with the hammer-ons, but this song is really about just uber focus, maintaining consistency. And with Sanic picking this song, you gotta think they feel strong about the pick. Remix, good on them, getting right back into the swing of things after that early drop. Looks like about a 3K difference here. Again, I'm assuming a -1. Dropped phrase from Sanic. That is huge. It's going to open the door for Remix, who drops there. Not in a phrase, though. Should be able to make a bit of a comeback. Let's see how it ends up. It's going to be trading phrases for the rest. Sanic missing while Remix under the star power. So that's going to make it about 9K. Is that a dropped phrase from Remix? Oh, it's not. Okay. Not a dropped phrase, but still that drop inches Sanic closer with the act, and Sanic gets the overlap. Now Remix activating as well. Maybe a bit of a defensive activation, maybe not. This is the type of song where if you're not exactly on path, you really can just kind of next note a lot of it. So my guess is that both players just wanting to get back on that normal path after their respective star power phrase drops, although I think Remix hasn't had one yet. And at the break here, it's about a 3K lead for Sanic, who's taken the lead back on their counter pick. Another drop for Remix. That is huge under star power, and another, man, could be some frustration here now from Remix as they struggle to get back into the swing of things. This is a song where it's very tough to get back into the rhythm once you drop a note, because if you miss a note, you could end up back on the up strum where you were at one point, ending on the down strum. So Remix here now digging themselves a bit of a hole with those misses in the middle there after that break. Sanic looking very strong, coming up on the hammer-ons here. Both activate and both nail it. That's a great run by Sanic. And once again, 5 straight song picks won by the player who picked it. And it is now 3-2 Sanic with a chance to take it on Remix's song pick, or we could be heading to a tiebreak. -2, -4. A lot of overstrums there for Remix. Luckily, it didn't come down to the ghost inputs, but Sanic with one less star power phrase and still getting the win. It just goes to show how important maintaining streak can be. It really can make up for missed star power phrases if you just go streaking, you know? Let me get some water here. So much high octane action. My voice can barely keep up. I don't have a co-caster. Going streaking is the best thing you could do in tournament. So, exactly. The notorious streaker I am. So what's the counter pick for Remix here? I think they might have control over tiebreaker. Again, we've had no solo picks yet, so it's looking like we're doing solo tiebreaker. Because no rain dance, no motion picture, no that other song, because we can. There's our first solo pick, but I do think we are still, yeah, it's Ballistic Bunny regardless, as JRH says. So this is interesting. Not only could this be seen as Remix's pick, maybe feeling stronger on this chart, also could be a bit of a solo warm-up here for the tiebreaker. Could serve a bit of a double function if Sanic can get this song and force the tiebreaker, but we'll see. Get your saddest emotes in the chat here for the start of this very depressing intro. But very tricky, as you really want to maximize the points out of this section. It looks like Remix might have dropped the sustain that gets you the star power there, but Sanic with a bit of an early activation versus the path that I know. Now, it is important to keep in mind, Sableye, and all Remix fans out there, that while they are a bit off path now, actually holding star power for a while here, I would say that this section of the song is hardly the deciding factor. Maybe in a match like this, actually. Now that I say it, these are the type of players that I could see this portion of the song being very important for. It looks like Remix just going to hold on for star powers until the sweeps come in. So we'll see how that strategy ends up working out for Remix. And as Matref points out, if it's a 4K difference, you can go right to this. Although I will say it might even be more than 4. Oh, well, no, it is 4K. You can see the difference now. All right, well, it all comes down to this, folks. Who's going to take it? Let's find out. God, both players just tearing through this right now. That first drop is going to be important because there it is, right on cue. Can they recover? Can they get back in rhythm? Can they refocus in, not think about their opponent's play, just think about themselves as they move through this gauntlet of quick sweeps and movement. Sanic now with their first drop. Neither of them missing the phrase, and still looking very strong for both. It's about 10K. That can disappear in a flash, though, on a song like this. Another drop by Remix here. Sanic inching more and more ahead here in the deciding Game 6. They can win the match here with a win on this track. Crucial star power phrase. Both hit it again. There are 3 total acts in this song, if I'm not mistaken. There's the act there from Sanic. A lot of dead space on that act. I don't remember if this is the correct act. It might be way early, as a matter of fact. Possibly leaving the door open for Remix here. Yeah. Oh, my. That's a very early act. I don't know if Remix has remote highways on, but they could very well realize that the door's open here. This is the last act, actually. Here we are. Remix inching closer, closer. Will it be enough? Oh my goodness, it is! And they take it at the end! Oh my gosh! We're headed to tiebreaker! Unbelievable! On the -2, the early act, and Remix takes it at the end! Oh, the slowed down beats per minute to go along with the extra phrase that Sanic just had to sit on at the end. And it is Remix taking song number 6. We are going to a solo tiebreaker, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness gracious. What a run by both players. But it's Remix taking their rebuttal right at the end again. What is that? 2 songs that have been overtakes in the last section. It's 3-3 now. We know what the tiebreaker is. It is Ballistic Bunny for a chance to move on to Winners 3. To be the first player to Winners 3, both players presumably will have a pretty long break after this match between this and their next match. So if you're playing them and you're rewatching this looking for some early info, don't take this as the be-all end-all. There's going to be a lot of time for both of these players to work on their craft moving forward. But here we are. The tiebreaker. Winner takes all. Sanicstudios versus Remix. 7 seed, 10 seed matchup here in round 2. I mean, this is worth the price of admission, folks. Good luck, have fun to both players. It'll be interesting to see how much pathing has been done on this. I wish I had a path in front of me, actually. I don't. Bad caster, I apologize. But here we go. It will be very, very interesting to see how the star powers vary here. I mean, this is the type of song that I could see both players really being very strong at, but I don't know what the that is going to be fake Taka. How's that? Hopefully that's a little better. All right, here we go. We're into the meat of this thing. Very, very tricky track, this one. Oh, both players just tearing through that very tricky, quick little blurb that pops up a couple of times in this track. Will be interesting to see the consistency on that pattern in particular. While this isn't the fastest pattern in the world, it is repetitive, and it's pretty tricky, kind of some interlaced ladders with some, like, single zigs. Both players looking very, very strong, though. And you gotta wonder here how the pathing's gonna go, but it looks like they're kind of right on each other. Sanic getting ×2 very quickly out of that pattern, so that's gonna net them a few extra points out of that miss from both of them. Both at 25% on their star powers right now. Here comes some ladders, some tricky fretting here. Both players looking very strong. Here comes some tricky descending triplet stuff. I mean, man, it's so close. It's what, 2K? 2-3K? Sanic with the early lead here. Let's see if that prior tournament experience can help Sanic in this deciding tiebreaker matchup, or is it going to be the newer player, at least relatively speaking, with tournament experience, making a bit of a statement here? Oh, and a miss there might have been on that quick trill. That is a very fast trill to one hand. But Sanic just tearing through, now on a 650 note streak. But still only a 9K difference. Oh my goodness, and Sanic hits the phrase. Whew. That is a unbelievable hit by Sanic. Now 850 on the note streak. And has a star power phrase advantage. Huge lead for Sanic here. Very important as we approach the halfway point of this tiebreaker. Activation here. Both players get that other phrase. It will be interesting to see what the scores look like at the end of this. It's looking about 22K, I want to say, for that lead. As we move into the middle portion of the proceedings here in our 7-song tiebreaker. Sanic now approaching 1,200 notes hit in a row. Remarkable stuff here from Sanic in this tiebreaker. After 6 grueling songs, very difficult songs, to maintain composure and just like endurance here. As we slow it down here, both players get a second here to breathe. But as things pick up in speed, Remix with a drop, you gotta wonder if that's a overstrum due to tap notes eating a strum or not. Oh man, Sanic is just unbelievable right now. Hits it again. There's that phrase I mentioned earlier. Or not phrase, there's that little pattern there. Now at 1,700 note streak for Sanic. Not even a gigantic lead. Enough for a little implosion here to lead to a Remix comeback. Remix keeping themselves in the fight. There's the activation from Remix. I mean, I want to say that might be a good idea, but it almost seems like Sanic might be on path here. There's a drop on that pattern again. Sanic not able to hit it twice. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't the pattern Sanic hit. My mistake. They both missed on that pattern twice in this song now. In fact, I think that pattern is the only thing that Sanic has missed. Those 2 missed points might just be that pattern repeated twice. That's true, and Mattrap points out this will really come down to the outro. That's a very good point to bring up, because I, for some reason, forgot the outro of this. But no, it is within striking distance for Remix. You just gotta, if you're Remix now, you just gotta plan for that outro being your big move. So just maintaining combo here, staying strong till the end of the song here. Get all your phrases you can. Gets to 100, Remix does, even with the drop there. A -1 on that solo by Sanic. Insane stuff on the left side of my screen right here. And Remix is going to eat a phrase here to make sure they've got full bar for the ending. We'll see if that comes back to bite them. They might have been able to do a quick next note on that second phrase they got of this. Yes, they could have. So that's brutal for Remix. Not knowing how much time till that outro. Remix with the early act, and Sanic just obliterating this. Okay, here we go. Remix with the big 8K maintain. Sanic with a lot of drops. Now back to 4. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. Unbelievable Remix with the overtake at the end. That is unreal stuff by Remix. Oh my goodness. Oh, -12 on Meltdown and Remix with the win. Unreal stuff in the tiebreaker. That is phenomenal play by Remix. And for Sanic, that's just got to be brutal. And unbelievable run up until that ending from Sanic. Just brutal stuff at the end there. Oh my goodness. That's phenomenal play. That is just insane stuff. I'm going to see if I can get my hands on a post-match interview here. Let me see if I can get words straight from the horses' mouths. What a match. I mean, that's about as good as you could ask for a second round matchup. That's phenomenal stuff. I didn't want to talk at the end because I was just like everyone else. I'm just glued to my screen seeing when the overtake, if it was going to happen, when it was going to happen. It looked like Sanic even got the rhythm there for a sec and then just lost it, could not maintain. And that was enough to leave the door open. And it looks like we will not be able to get interviews, unfortunately. So no interviews this time around, but wow, that's... It's going to be tough for either of these players, or for any player facing either of these players, because both looking insanely strong. Oh, my mistake. I just did the wrong thing. My bad. False information. There we go. So Remiix takes the win, moves on to the next round. As I said before, both of these players now with a good amount of time between now and their next playoff matches, so I'm sure they'll both maybe take a day, maybe half a day to just decompress. It's tough to just go back into it after a match like this. So, like JRH is saying there, could see a potential Sanic Atomic losers round 2. That would be a heck of a matchup. But yeah, huge congratulations to Remiix. That is one hell of a performance. And Sanic too. I mean, there are not a lot of players in this tournament that would have beaten Sanic in this match, but Remiix just showing up, showing out. Nuts. Just, you know, it's to be fair, it's kind of what I expected going into this match. Insanely close. The person who picked each song won every single song pick. And then Remiix, who forced the tiebreaker with their 6th song win, ends up winning it in the tiebreaker 4-3. It's a phenomenal run by both players. I don't even know what to say anymore. It's CSC Open 3, baby. It's why we're here.